Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of the 2-part video on how I did these Soutache jeans from Free People and kind of made them my own. In part 1, I showed you how to take a pair of jeans and turn them into a skirt. In this part, I will show you how I kind of drew my design and applied the Soutache trim. Now this is the inspiration I used is these Free People jeans, and this is how I attached the Soutache. All right, so now I'm just going to use a water erasable pen, and I'm just going to draw the lines. I've already done this side, kind of similar to the picture, the inspiration picture, and I'm going to do on the front, and then I've got some that kind of go over onto the back. So the easiest way to use this braid and everything is just to make sure everything's kind of rounded and big, no like real sharp corners. And I'm trying to do things that are kind of connected too, so that there's not a whole lot of raw edges. So I started kind of on this side. It's just kind of a very organic kind of look to it. So I'm just going to kind of draw this on. The good thing about this pen is that it will come out with water. So I'm not going to have to worry about, you know, if the braid doesn't get quite on the line right. If I mess up, I can take it out with water or something like that. So if you're going to draw it on, you just need to make sure that you're using, you know, something that can come out, that won't be permanent. All right, so I finished drawing everything on, and I'm going to get my Soutache braid, which if you Google Soutache braid, you find various stuff on the internet, but this is Soutache braid, and I'm going to see if I can get a clearer picture, because it's hard to really tell on camera sometimes. But it's a braid where basically the fibers, it almost looks like it's actually been braided, where the fibers go from the outside to the inside, and it creates kind of a channel down the inside. I really wanted to do navy blue like in the picture, but all I could find was like white, red, and black without having to order it on the internet. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. There's 6 yards per spool, and I'll probably only need 1 spool. But this is what I'm going to put on. Again, there's different, you can get different colors and different widths on the internet in different places, but I didn't want to wait for shipping, so this is what I'm going to use. If you can tell kind of by what it looks like there with that channel down the center.
So you know me, I prefer to sew everything rather than glue it, but it's super easy to do either one. If you sew it, you're going to want to sew with a straight stitch right down that center channel. And I won't pin this on. It's pretty flexible, so I'm just going to kind of move it around as I'm sewing. If you don't want to sew it, which is perfectly all right, I would recommend using either like a fabric fuse or fabric tack, some kind of a permanent washable fabric glue, and just do very carefully one little bit at a time. And you can definitely glue it on. But as I said, I am going to sew mine on. The only place I might have trouble is up here at the top because it's kind of close to a pocket. So I might do a combination of sewing and gluing. But your edges, your raw edges, I would recommend very carefully melting them with like a flame, like a lighter or over a candle. You could melt them, you could put fray check on them or clear nail polish to keep them from fraying. But you are going to want to do something to the ends because it will unravel in washing. So that's why I've tried to do as few ends as possible, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to get started with the sewing on this and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I am done, and I will just go through with a wet paper towel and just blot all my lines off where I didn't sew right over my marking. I did find that burning the ends or melting the ends with a match or a lighter works best because it does poof and unravel a lot. But I really like the way it turned out. I'm just gonna take off the rest of my blue marks and then we'll model it for you.
I hope y'all are inspired to create something of your own, and happy sewing.